Cheerful! My name is Ruby and I do doll customizing, here to show you guys some cozy, weird, and joyful content here on Cheerful. Isn't that right? Mini-me? Oh yeah, best video on all the planet! Oh, stop tooting your own horn! Anyway, let's not waste any more time and start with this week's adventure with a new Ragatha doll!
So for this week's video, the doll of choice is gonna be the baby sister of Claudine Wolf, Owleen Wolf. So usually for the dolls, the first thing I like to tackle is the hair. But since she will need some body modification, I will start with that. So Ragatha is an actual fabric doll. And whether I like it or not, fingers are hard to sew. So I totally get why they went with this design. Of course, Owleen doesn't come with this kind of hand, she comes with the I'm gonna eat you hand pose. So after they get chopped off, I can add the epoxy clay on top to create the right hand mold. So little side note here, if you want to know how I got into that show, it is only because of the new glitch show, Knights of Guinevere. I mean, a YouTube channel that is going to host the amazing creator of the Owl House and the life partner of the Shira one. I'm sorry, but I had to check on what else they had to offer. So because of that, I arrived pretty late to the show. I arrived maybe in between episode 5 and 6, so July 2025. But like you guys know from my love of Avatar The Last Airbender, Hell of a Boss, and Has Been, I got hooked on this show pretty fast. I do really love Pomni and Ragatha, so of course I had to try and make one of them before the season final. So there she is. Anyway, so while that was drying, I started on the hair. So for Ragatha, I don't think she has ears. Yeah, she doesn't have ears. How can she hear anything? Anyway, if she would have had ears, I am sure they would not have been doggy wolf ones, so they got chopped off. Now, for the hair, yarn will be the material of choice. You see, like I said, Ragatha is based on something you can actually create in real life. So looking at how it swirled, and of course the color and everything.
Why don't you leave this to me before I start thinking your hair looks like licorice?
Jax! Oh wow, it kinda does.
I ended up buying this yarn. As for the big question, after I'm done with the hair, do I knit? Yeah, I do. When was the last time I knit? Maybe like 6 years ago? Do I have a project for that yarn after that? Yeah, no, not really. So this will probably have to be donated because I'm not hoarding another yarn in this house that I've only used like 5%. At this point, I really do think that yarn should be sold like fabric. Like they have a big wheel of like 100 yards of each yarn and they just like twist the amount you need for your project into a ball. Please assign my petition so we can create this big ass warehouse for me so I can do like one project every 10 years with yarn and not feel cheap for throwing it. Now that the hair is put in, like usual, I'm gonna do the styling off camera. Now, with a couple of transition, I will be doing the dress. This is a simple design with simple colors, so nothing too hard to do. But before sewing the skirt to the top, I actually got a darker fabric to do her patches. I just fold them down with a flat iron and sew them where I think holes could be. I went with my gut feeling here, but seriously, I never put a hole into a dress of one of my Barbies or something like that, so I really do not know where to put them. And in the show it always changed a little bit, so I just put them where I thought it would look good. Now that the dress is done, I can sew her in and also add a little bit of details. The dress do still need a little bit of work, but for now I will only add this little lace for her sleeve and call it a day. Now let's do her face. So you want to know something funny? Usually when I do face up, I only show you one of the eyes for some reasons, but I was like, oh, this is perfect this time. I don't need to bother about it because she only has one eye. But I didn't realize that the only eye she has is the one that I struggle with the most, and the big reason why I never show you that eye specifically. You see, I'm left-handed. I know, shocker. So when I do the face, I have like a better grip, we'll say, while I do the left eye. So I only show you this one off camera because it's easier, I move less, it's just the prettiest. And I don't show you the right one just because like I can shake, it's never like equal with the other eye. I have to like take it off and redo it a couple of times. And really, I don't know why, but I can't see so I'm 2 centimeters away from the doll face, and that's how I do that eye. The only eye I could make right now. So I have to say that I did question myself if you would even notice if I flip the eyes. But I decided not to do it, so I'm sorry if the footage is crap. Now, like I said earlier, there are still some stuff that the dress needs, and that's the shirt that's peeking through. But I didn't want the dress to look too bulky, and I was kind of lazy, so I did it with paper. But I didn't want the dress to look too bulky. Like, it looks way better than if I would have tried to do it with fabric. I'm sure of that. And seriously, at the end of the day, you can use almost anything for doll customizing. So I gave myself a pass here. I also super glued her bow into her head as the last touch. But I can for sure not let her be barefoot. Now for the shoe, it was kind of hard to figure out how to do it because her feet actually looks like how I used to draw horses' feet back in the days. And I don't think that Monster High has this kind of shoes. So I just went with the most basic shoe, slapped some brown on it, and made the detail pop with some black. And with that, we are done and we can go to the final shot.